Hi guys, I'm Karen for Makeup and Beauty Blog, and today I've got the new Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealer. I'm going to do a quick demo for you, hence the dark circles. Actually, the dark circles are because I don't sleep at night, but I know you're so tired of hearing that, and so am I. So let's just get on with this video, shall we? All right, let's do this. Okay, so this is a new line of concealers from Makeup Forever, and I think they're meant to replace the original HD concealers, which I don't know if you remember. They looked like they were kind of like in a pen format, and these are obviously, they're in tubes. And I remember that one having a silicone tip, and I have this vague recollection of trying them and thinking that, they're okay. Obviously, I wasn't wowed because I don't really remember them, but these are really, really good. So good. Right up there with the current sort of like popular Holy Grail full coverage under eye concealers, NARS Pure Radiant, Urban Decay's Naked Skin gets a lot of love, Sephora Future Gel Serum, which I think is awesome. These are a little different though, in that I think that they lay just a touch more smoothly on the skin so that they look very, very, very natural. So let's just get on to applying this stuff so we can get on with it, shall we? Okay, we shall. So these concealers, there's 10 of them, and they are split up kind of into two groups. And I'm going to start with this one. This is R32, and the group that starts with the R, they're meant to be color correcting. And let me show you the little tip here. It looks like a powdered donut, and I'm not just saying that because I'm craving sweets left and right. Okay, maybe I'm saying that because I'm craving sweets left and right, and all I do here is I just pop a teeny tiny bit, just like the smallest amount on the back of my hand. Really, you don't, that may even be too much. Anyway, there's two groups. There's the shades that start with R and the shades that start with Y, and Makeup Forever designed it so that with these concealers, the R shades have sort of peachy and pink undertones to peach or pink, I guess, undertones to correct any purple or blue shades underneath the eyes, and then the shades that start with Y are more like skin tone colors. They've got a bit more yellow in them, and so you pop that on top of the R shades to sort of get them to look more skin-like. Okay, so I've got this there, and I like to just sort of spread it out a little bit and then just start patting it on with a finger. And so this concept of doing correcting first and then concealing, really, it's not like anything new. Like within NARS, the NARS Pure Radiant line, which has a ton of colors, I think that there are shades in there that have like sort of peach and pink undertones, and then they've got the more yellowy shades as well. Well, look at that. See, so really that concept isn't new, but that's kind of how they're billing it here for the Ultra HDs. So anyway, I just pat directly with a finger, and you can already tell that this side is much brighter than this side. And the wonderful thing, I think, is that with this full coverage, it doesn't look heavy at all. I think, because I have a little bit of fine line situation going on underneath there, and I've noticed that with some full coverage concealers, even the awesome ones like NARS Pure Radiant, if you put a little bit too much on, well, actually, even when I do put a little, just a tiny bit, they tend to look cakey or crepey. It's just they're so great at covering things, but then you have to deal with like buffing things out and taking them down. And with this concealer, you don't really have to do that. It looks so much like natural skin, which I think is awesome. Oh, and another one that I forgot to mention earlier, full coverage heavyweights, good old MAC Pro Longwear, which is an oldie but goodie, but I quit using because it was just too hard to deal with. Plus, it came in that little glass bottle, and then like I would drop it all the time, and so many of them I would end up breaking, which was really, really annoying. Okay, so I'm now moving on to this eye, and I'm basically doing the same thing. I'm patting just a teeny tiny bit into that under eye area, and the shade, I don't know if I mentioned this, that I use is R32, and it's got kind of a peach undertone to it. So already I look like I've been sleeping through the night. Yes. It's very lightweight, which I think is super cool. Okay, I can seriously, like, I barely feel like I have any makeup on. Okay, so after you've got your correcting color down. And see, I ended up using all of that. I probably didn't need it. Another thing about these concealers is that they layer very well. So when you use like the correcting shades with the concealing shades, they still don't look heavy. Like with some concealers, I've definitely noticed that those still look very obvious. And this, when I smile, that like really doesn't emphasize my smile lines. It's just really good stuff. Okay, so after I put down the correcting shade, I then set it with the powder. And this was a trick that I learned from a Sephora artist. And the reason why I do this, I'm just using MAC Mineralize Skin Finish powder in medium. And the reason why I do this is, I'll take most of it off, is because I don't want this shade to kind of get mixed in with my concealing shade. And as you can see, I use this sort of rolling, sort of pressing motion just to press the product in and get it in there nice and good. And I take most of it off too, because I'm going to be putting product, tap it one more time, Karen. I'm going to be putting product on top of this, so I don't want it to look cakey or heavy. And I really take most of it off. And then I do the same thing over here, pressing and slowly rolling. And this just sets the color corrector in place so that when I put the Y shade on top, the shade that's closer to my skin tone, it just doesn't like muddle all together. Okay, so we've got that done. And now I'm going to take this other shade, Y33, and do the same thing. Pop a little bit on the back of my hand, just the teeny tiniest bit, and then spread it around a little and do the same thing. I think I might have put a little too much. So we're just going to pop this on top directly and just pat very gently to get the under eye area a little bit closer to my skin tone. And I like this technique, using the powder kind of like sandwiched in between also, because it helps this concealer last longer. I've noticed one thing with this concealer is that it really benefits from a setting powder. I tried it by itself and it doesn't stick around as long if I skip the setting powder. I have combination oily dry skin. It's more dry right now because it's winter time. It doesn't stick around as long if I don't set it with the powder. So, and when I say that, I mean in comparison to like the other ones like NARS, Urban Decay, MAC Pro Longwear, I can wear those without using a setting powder and they'll stay around. But this one will kind of disappear, so definitely you might want to get a setting powder up in the mix. And so yeah, that is with the concealer on top. And you know what? I'm just going to put a little bit more on just because I can. Famous last words. Same thing, do a little dab, just the tiniest bit though, because this side eye is looking very, very tired. And so yeah, I'm going to put this on. And one other thing of note is that this concealer seems to also have like this sort of magical tipping point. I've noticed that the moment that I put a little bit too much, that's when it'll start like settling into my fine lines. So if I go a little crazy applying concealer, then I'll have to like lift a little bit off with like a beauty blender, or you know, like a synthetic brush spritz with a little bit Fix Plus, and that'll like take a little extra off in order to sort of mellow it down a little bit. Okay, that's done, I think. And I'm going to set this again, swirl it in this tapered blending brush into my powder, tap it off. And the reason why I like this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder, by the way, is because to set my under eye circles, is it's really sheer. It doesn't look heavy at all. Do the same sort of rolling motion, pat and then roll, pat and then roll, pat and then roll. And that's what we've got going on here too. So I recently wrote about this concealer on the blog, And I did a full review, and I've got like this really handy dandy chart which breaks down which our shades are better for light, medium, and more olive skin tones. I also have to say that the shades that I use, R32 and Y32, they're like the second to the darkest skin tone shades. So if you are very, like, if your skin tone is very deep, you may not find a batch in this group that will work for you. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. Usually Makeup Forever does such a good job with providing a wider range of shades, and this is okay. Like, it's a pretty extensive shade range, but I was hoping that they would have more on the deeper end, and perhaps they'll roll out even more colors, which I hope they do, because I think this is awesome. And I'm looking at myself in the camera, I'm like, gosh, you look like a normal girl, and it's a wonderful thing. I think that this will come in handy when baby girl finally comes and keeps me up all night long partying and whatnot. I went to newborn care class, totally off topic, last night, and like the teacher was like, newborn babies don't have circadian rhythms, so expect to be up all night long. Yes. All right, you guys. So hopefully you will have gotten a little bit of more information from this video. I hope that it was helpful, and I hope you learned a little bit more about how I like to correct and conceal, as well as the Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealers. I will put a link down below to the blog post where I have swatches of all the shades and more information, as well as the price, etc., where you can find it in the description box down below. So I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, why not give it a thumbs up? Hey, it's just a little click, and subscribe if you'd like. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you. It's makeup karaoke. How fun would that be, though? Okay, anyways. Okay, baby. Let's record a video.